Right, hello everyone, welcome back. This is the second video log for my driving learning, and I'm trying to scout out an area which is similar to my second lesson. Now, the second lesson was actually going on a route, but again, if it's on a dodgy road with not great road markings. Oh dear, dear! I've mapped out somewhere according to my physical map, but you can't really see. I'm just driving to the place, probably cutting through the town. Oh, I went the wrong way. Sorry. And, oh god. And I'll try and drive a bit more sensibly as well as the lessons go by. Sorry. In between these times, I'm driving like a twat because it's just easier to get to places. Oh, that was close. Again, because of the game, you can't really like look properly before you merge in places. AI seems to deal with it. Why are you slowing down? Yeah, so the second lesson, he asked me, would you like to drive to the place? And I was still quite nervous. Or was I? No, I did do it. I did actually do it. Went to a place fairly close to where I live. Is this a dual carriageway? I think it is, so I can overtake these. Well, I could do it anyway because it's a game. Of course, it's all flipped what lanes you go on American highways, I think. East Sandy Shores. It is actually Sandy Shores I'm heading for, so that's right. So I have my car now. I'm yet to drive at night, but sort of the seasonal change. Well, the seasons as it is now, it's going to be getting darker anyway, so I don't specifically need to do a special trip out at night, but I could do. But I thought, right, I'm just going to take it easy. Just going to do it as it happens. Is it raining? Damn, it's raining. But I must say, driving with the radio on in real life after you're confident enough to do so, it's so good. It is such a good feeling. And, I mean, what I'm doing now, actually doing this for real is fantastic, okay? Okay, it'll get boring if you're on like a 9-hour drive, but it's so good. It's just such a good atmosphere. Yeah, when this game came out, Forza Horizon 2 was actually on the table. Or it was being worked on, and there was like comparisons like how big is the world versus Forza Horizon 2's world. I'm not sure, honestly. I would say they could give each other a run for their money, because they are still pretty big. It's just different because Horizon 2 was in France and Italy. God, you're a slow driver. Can I overtake? Yeah. Now he speeds up. Great, thanks for that. It's one of them weird roads, isn't it, where the middle lane is used for overtaking. Oh, missed for turning. I will say though, this view is kind of, at this time of night in the game, it is sort of difficult to see where you're going. I don't think I'm technically allowed to do this, am I? Sorry, I know I'm a bad driver. Go! Oh, nice road. It's actually similar to what I learned then. Okay, the road wasn't this bad, but it was pretty bad. Oh, why does the road stop? Oh, I'm here. Oh, okay. It's a bit strange because I am jokingly saying that this is like the road that was on, but it actually... What's that? Oh! I can't see what I'm doing, it's just so dark and wet. These roads are shite. About here is the place I was actually thinking of when manually looking on my map. I can't see the road. There we go. And why is this like immediately after the freeway? I mean, that's ridiculous. Why didn't they... It's a game. Why didn't they put money into sorting this out? I mean, look at that. That is shite. Can I get my car repaired, possibly? I actually didn't have to break that fence. Oh, well.
What brings you in today?
I need to fix the car. I know this isn't new to people, but it is to me. Right, and it's daytime. Great, good. That was a night worth spent. So there should, just reading my manual map right, should be some country roads. To the place I belong, West Virginia, happy mama. Yeah, the roads in the US are huge in comparison to Britain. Which, obviously this is based in the US, so it's accurate for that. Yes, I'm going to go with this. Lesson 2. So, unfortunately, because of timing, my next lesson wasn't until 2 weeks afterwards. I mean, it was fine when I stopped, but as the time was approaching, I was starting to get more and more nervous. So this was mainly general driving again, but this time it was on a actual road. And it's not too dissimilar to this, honestly. It's kind of odd looking back why he didn't take me to normal roads first. Because again, they didn't really have road markings. But yeah, on this one, it was literally a drive, getting used to using the gears. This landscape is slightly hilly. It wasn't hilly, so didn't have to worry about hill starts or anything. So yeah, we just drove on that road for a bit. The road surface was shite. Again. Of course, there wasn't a big red building or anything, so ignore that for now. Actually, I remember where I am now in the game. So it's like a top trail, and there wasn't a bridge, so let's ignore this as well. But you get the idea. This is like the first part of that lesson. Oh, that's a nasty road. Of course, there wasn't a huge cliff off the side of it, and oh, this is not accurate to what it was like. This can't be a road. It's marked on the map as a road, but it's not a road. Oh god. I hate to be driving something like this in real life and get up. And there should be a road. Oh god. Anyway, I think you can all get the idea. It was literally driving. But there was a point where he wanted me to turn out of a junction. And I was actually too nervous to do that. Let me rephrase that. It didn't go well, let's say. I got to the junction and just kept stalling. Rabbit, rabbit, see the rabbit, grab it. Right, so there should be a road here, right? I can't see. Oh god, right. On the hills. I did not do my lesson in an area like this, just to reiterate. I hate to drive on this. Even though I've passed, it's still quite recent. And there's still a few things which I'm not particularly 100% confident with. Areas like this is probably one of them. I mean, I could do it, but I wouldn't be as reckless as I am at the moment. Right, we don't want to be going up the hill. Oh my god. Oh no. Can I get out of this? I probably can't. Come on, car. Come on. Cyclist. No, cyclist. Keep rolling down the hill. When I played this with a friend, we got like the crappiest cars in the game, like really old, run-down, naff, shitty ones, and tried to go up the mountain. It was actually good fun. We also cycled from the middle of town up the hill, and that was good fun too. There's like there's a list of fun things you can do on GTA which don't involve killing people and all that stuff. And yeah, we'll be near civilization. So I drove on the road fine. It was a dodgy, shitty road, but then there was like at a junction, and I tried to set off on a junction. What's going on? That didn't happen on my lesson as well. So at junction, it wasn't like this. It was like a simple junction, but there was cars behind. So I got a little bit anxious about it, and of course I stalled. And he said, like, I kept stalling over and over again. So he said, like, if you want me to do it, you just steer. And we got out of it. So anyway, that was the first part of that lesson. Second part was actually back roads at a residential area. Yeah, that'll do. Something like that'll do. So I'll make my way over there now. I shouldn't be using the hard shoulder, but why are we going slow? Why are we going slow? Oh, it's a bloody lie. Don't do this, kids. But let's get past it. Tunnel! It's a tunnel! Yes! I can't wait until I go in the tunnel on my actual car. Oh, it'd be so amazing. Go! when I was doing my lessons, and there was moments like that, like on roundabouts or something. I did actually say go when I was going to go for it, and it just helped me concentrate and make sure to put the foot down. But yeah, my instructor was a nice guy. Oh god, he laughed at my bad jokes, which is good. Very patient and very understanding if I had problems. He said it got to a point where he could read my face, like how I was feeling about something. Yeah, he was a good instructor. You really want someone who's patient with you, optimistic, not too negative about your performance, and he always found ways to point out the best of parts of the lessons, even if I thought they didn't go as well. Strange not seeing cars indicate. Like that. I wouldn't have known. If the game has indication, I would have known that. Oh, sorry. Double yellow up the middle. I've not seen... Is that an American specific thing? Having double yellow in the middle of the roads? Actually, the double white would mean you can't overtake or do anything. On British roads, not sure about the US. I'd imagine it's the same. You shouldn't really overtake on this road because it's so many curves. Right, we should be... Yeah, this looks residential. Well, starting to be residential. But unfortunately, this is on a hill again. Most of my lessons, because of where I live and where I was in the lessons, there aren't hills. So all this stuff is a bit scary if I was actually driving on it. Michael lives here, doesn't he? Somewhere? It's been so long since I played this. Yeah, I think this will do. This will do to help explain. This isn't entirely accurate to what I had again. What's that? Is that a cat? Or is it a dog? It's a cat! It's a cat! Let me see the cat. Yes! Yes! Fat, kind of fat, isn't it? I don't think I've seen a cat in GTA before. Nice. So this was pretty much just back roads driving. Again, it wasn't on a hill, and where I lived, quite a lot of parked cars, and there's no parked cars here because people are sensible. Yeah, it was literally trying junctions, going over the junctions over and over again. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to be on the American side. Otherwise, there's traffic like that. I'm guessing these red markings mean no parking? Oh, that's close. Bastard. So with this, I'll just drive and show you roughly the sort of things I was doing. So it was literally normal driving, and there was a few junctions. So for example, this junction. So check your mirrors before you move it, and don't just stop like I'm doing, but just to slow it down. Oh. Then go. I mean, strangely enough, one thing which kind of surprised me was that you could be driving normally, but then if you want to turn, you can like stay in second or change to second gear, and the car continues to roll, and you can literally take your foot off all the pedals when you're going around the corner. Because you've also got the car's momentum, which is helping it move. It won't stall, where if you try that on the bike, it'll be like pretty difficult, honestly. So yeah, junctions, similar to that. Sometimes I had to stop. If you do have to stop, put it into first. It's all about how visible the junction is. I mean, only go into second if you know that it's safe to continue. But it's kind of safer if you don't do that. I mean, the US roads like this are showing are quite... Well, this is a residential, so it's a bit narrower. But in general, that they're bigger, so there's probably more chance for you to be able to do that. Use second when you're at a junction that is obviously open, so like you can see both sides of the road before you're actually on it. Otherwise, go into first and stop.
Fuck, why weren't you tied up?
What? What are you on about, Mike? What have you been doing to her? Oh, it's his house! I remember. Yeah, we pulled this down.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was the second lesson, honestly. That was the main stuff we did. One thing he did say to me, though, because of the bike experience, I was like holding the clutch quite a lot, and he pointed that out to me, and it's like, you only should be doing that when you need to, but with a bike, especially when you're going slow, to have good clutch control is a vital skill. It just helps you. I mean, he didn't have a major problem with it, he just pointed it out, and maybe it's because other students of his didn't do that. The junctions I did do fine with, mostly. I did struggle a bit at the start, but And like with all the parked cars and me being worried about width of the car and such, I did struggle, but I did start. It did start to click, and we switched it about. We did the same area like about 5 times each, and then we'd like try the same area in reverse, so I could get used to doing right turns and left turns. And at the very end, because at this point I was actually driving to my house with the instructor's car. And I've got a bay park, so I was trying to do that. But I've got to admit, bay parking is one of my weaknesses, and still is one of my weaknesses.
Mine too.
And again, it's not being able to see where you're going. And this was at the point where it wasn't the actual lesson to do the bay park, so it didn't really matter. You just said, look, just give it a go, just see what happens. And I did it of a sort. Still not great, but yeah. And yeah, that's where lesson 2 ended actually. So in terms of the video, I'll probably end it. Let you go by, even though I right away, but whatever. I'll just pull it up here, pretend that I live here. So I roughly did something like this, but it was, again, it wasn't on a hill or very close to that car. But I mean, you can even see, even from a game point of view, it'd be so useful if you could actually physically do this while driving, so you could see. Anyway, so that's me in my bay, and I've parked, and the sun is setting, and that's a nice shot. So, yes, I will leave that there for now. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog.